And we're live. Hey there, folks, and welcome to episode number, oh my god, we made it to 40 of the Minor League Geeks podcast. I know, I am your host, Brent Ramlin with Ranch. With me this week, my Australian comrade, Mr. Brent C. Turner.
Oh my god, we're so fucking old.
I know.
I have a kid and a mortgage and a second car that we can't really afford. And Jan down at the office is just, oh, how much fun am I having being 20 years old? Fucking Jan.
You have to stop living this weird life, you psychopath. And the laugh that you heard was Miranda Sanchez, who's been who has not recorded with us in so long that it was, I think, pre-Google Hangouts, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while.
Maybe. It has been a while, though. So,
It's
hello.
been a while.
Well, gee, I've missed you. But I've been on the sister show all the time, every week.
Yes, Lipstick Nerds. Lipstick Nerds for life.
Yeah. They're my ladies.
That's right. It is. It is. For some reason, I really wanted to say all the single ladies, and then I really realized that Amanda's the only single lady on that show.
Yeah.
Presently.
Oh.
All right. Well, they don't add. It's not like the single lipstick nerd. It's just the it's whatever it is. Anyway, getting out of this train wreck. The mission statement, of course, is the minor league geeks. We get together once a week. Everybody brings the geeky topic to the table. We talk it out, move on to the next person's topic after we've ran through the person before us, and then we leave you alone back in the dark, sad world without us, and then you lie in the fetal position until the next week, where we bring you anywhere from a half hour to an hour and 15 minutes of relief. So this week, my topic is Weird Al. Weird Al is amazing. He just dropped his new record on Tuesday, Mandatory Fun, and what I really dig is that from the day before it released up until a week after it's released, so 8 days total, he is releasing a music video a day, and they have been fantastic. Because I think that the parodies that he's come out with on the album are very, very strong, and there are a bunch of celebrity cameos in the videos, and it's kind of a treat as somebody who's liked Weird Al for a long time. I've seen him live twice, in fact. To wake up and be like, ooh, new Weird Al related content. That's very cool, and it's also an excellent PR kind of boost, because the album is like #1 on iTunes and Amazon and everything like that.
Isn't this his last album? Or I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah, it's his last. It's his last. He said that it might be like his last proper album, but he's not going to stop making music. He'll just release digital EPs so that his parodies can come out at a quicker pace than trying to do it all on a record.
Okay, I was a little scared that he was done. I was just like, no, he's so good. But okay, I'm glad to hear that. I didn't fully investigate
He
that.
did the
I'm a little
one
bit busy with the
that
donuts.
was the Star Wars parody, right?
Yes.
He's done a bunch of them.
This one.
Okay, good.
But
It was
the Star Wars one. That's
that
the
was
one.
good. That was
Yeah. But the one, the Saga Begins, which is all about the prequel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is very
Also,
good.
If anything good came out
Yeah,
of
sorry,
this
he was
prequel-
also in Epic Rap Battles. He
Yeah.
was Isaac Newton in Isaac Newton versus Bill Nye. Excellent video. If everybody would go and watch that 1,000 times, I would like it very much, because it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Weird Al's excellent. So you were about to say something, Miranda?
So, if anything good came out of the Star Wars prequels, it was Weird Al's song. That's
Yes, it's excellent. But I also like, because he's been doing this for 32 years now, and so it was way before the prequels. His first Star Wars related parody was of the Kinks Lola. He did Yoda, which is amazing, and that's what
Yoda.
YODA Yoda. Yo Yoda. Oh, it's so good.
He's got a bunch of Yoda ones.
Have you guys have either of you seen any of his music videos? Not even just the ones that have come out recently, but they're parodies of the videos of the songs that he's parodied, and they're so excellent.
I was watching Foil.
Some.
And that was good.
Foil takes a turn in the middle of it too. You're like, oh, I get this about. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I did not know what this song was about.
Yep, it's good.
I also like that his new record's called Mandatory Fun. I enjoy that whole entire thing. It's weird that that's coming out, given that album cover, and then you have what's the new James Franco and the Interview, which also has a similar graphic, a similar poster, which is just weird. A lot of dictator-related, humor-related items coming out, and I don't know where that comes from.
No idea. Just in season, I guess.
Yeah.
Bad shit going on all around. Best time to lampoon it.
Who else is
Dictators
it?
are in season.
Out of the parody music genre, who else does everybody follow? Because I don't really know that many others.
Most of the other
Yeah.
parody, yeah, he kind of like cornered that market, and in fact, one of the reasons why he's switching, he wants to move into this more digital domain, is that he wants to be a little bit quicker, but B, now he's competing with like people who are doing tons of parodies and stuff on YouTube,
Yeah.
and throwing them up on there. So they'll do it like a day or two afterwards.
There's a band in Australia called The Beards. They're excellent. They're from, I think, Adelaide, and they sing selectively about beards. All of their albums are about beards. All of the songs are about beards. Like, beards don't kill people. Men with beards kill people. My baby left me for a no-bearded man. All this kind of stuff. If your dad doesn't have a beard, you've got two mums.
Jesus Christ. I can't grow a beard, man. I cannot for the life of me grow a beard. I can't. I also, if I leave my facial hair to grow for a long time, it doesn't ever get to cool. It's just like creepier and sadder, like progressively more and more creepy and sad.
But
so I whatever. I'm clean shaven. But
don't your ancestors, aren't they like famous for beards?
Yeah, but they're also famous for inventing the necktie. I rock those. Fuck it. I'm selective with whatever ancestral things I. Yes, Croatians. The cravat, as one might say. Notice how the word Croatia and cravat similar.
Yes. It's a thinking man's game.
What is crashing behind you? Is there somebody playing drums or dropping china behind you?
Oh, me? No, Mum just came in and put some shit in the dishwasher. And I can tell every time she goes in, she pokes her head in and looks at me.
Aw. She cares.
Making sure that you're safe.
Yeah, she's like... Yeah.
Make sure you didn't get sucked into the screen or something. That'd be kind of cool.
That's happened before.
It happened in an episode of Rocko's Modern Life, a television show from the 1990s that like...
Stars a Wallaby.
I love that show so much.
That's
it's insane.
Show.
Insane television.
He works at a sex line.
Yep.
I know, and it was a children's show.
A lot of those 90s, these weird things happen in new 90s children's shows, like BuzzFeed articles and other articles are popping up a lot lately. It's kind of funny.
Nobody noticed them because more adults didn't really watch them back then. More adults because it's like our generation or our age group are growing up and we're watching more cartoons now than the same people at our age did back then.
Well, it's interesting because like the older cartoons, like cartoons from the 50s or 60s or whatever, they would do
racism,
like, parodies of things. Well, yeah, but they would do parodies like the Barber of Seville, the Rabbit of Seville. They would do like those kind of parodies, and so the adults could get into it on that level. So if you're an adult watching a cartoon, you would get it on that kind of like, oh, this is where like this is like a Marx Brothers reference. In the 90s. Parents didn't watch cartoons, or else they would not have liked a lot of the. Yeah. I think it would have been cool to be like an older brother or sister at that point, where you're just like, oh, what are you watching? Like younger, sibling, and then like, oh wow, that is a reference. Graphic. Even in the older SpongeBob cartoons, there's like hints of that.
Jeez, SpongeBob. I've gone back and watched some SpongeBob, and there's some stuff in there. You're just like. I can't believe they got away with this on TV. Just like this is a kid show, and not even like 8 to 12-year-old kid show. This is for like small children, small children.
It's for any range of children, really. I mean, even my age of children.
It's for everyone.
I was gonna say it's kind of for everyone.
Yeah, they've.
I saw a bunch of goth fellows, and they were all wearing black, and they were wearing. You know what I saw? Bright yellow backpack, SpongeBob right on their back. They were like at a heavy metal concert or something.
Truly is for everyone.
Speaking of children's shows for everybody, Brent, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about. Well, I like. There's this American animated TV show that came out a while back called The Last Airbender, and I just love it. And it's recently, in the last, well, this is actually its 30th, so not too recently, did a sequel series called Legend of Korra, where instead of the main character being a male hero protagonist, it's a female protagonist. It's a much very well-rounded character, I feel. I love this show. It's very cool. They fight with the waters and the airs and the fires, throwing
The
rocks
elements.
at each other, splashing each
Oh,
other.
you know, elements? What? What are those?
Yeah.
I really like Korra. I like the new take they've taken with this season, or this show in general. It feels like the creators really paid attention to the fact that their original core audience who had watched Avatar: The Last Airbender grew up, and now they give them Korra, Legend of Korra.
Awesome.
So it feels like obviously they paid attention, and now you have Korra, who's a lot more mature and a lot older. Like all of the protagonists for this season are old, and you see one of the characters' children, and they're like some of them are kind of the age that Aang would have been in the original show, and it's kind of funny seeing that contrast of how the show is just so like the Legend of Korra is so much more adult and how it tackles more mature themes, but at the same time it's still lighthearted and good enough for kids.
Like in that in the first season of Korra, that like
spoilers because I have not watched it, but I have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I said we should talk about Avatar, bruh.
Okay, don't worry. We'll switch it back to that, but I'm not going to spoil it. But she, in like the second episode, something happens, and she like breaks down. Like in her character breaks down and is just like weeping and terrified, and it's just like, wow, this is really cool. This is really.
It gets real.
It gets really real, and just some of the subplots that are running through it are just like, oh, this is neat. Also, J.K. Simmons is in there. The guy who played J. Jonah Jameson from the Spider-Mans, and also
Joel Spiderman.
Josh Spiderman. And I'd love if his first name was actually Joel. I should find that out. He also played Cave Johnson in Portal 2. It's good stuff. But the original series, I love that because when did that come out? Like 2000. Do you remember?
I think 5 through 8 or 4 through 7.
Yeah, something like that. And I love that show. Like, and you can see it's kind of the same way that this, like, the only thing I don't like about it is that they have a lot more filler episodes, like stuff that's just put in there that's kind of that shows that it's more of a kids show.
Yeah, that one definitely felt more of a children's show, as it felt a lot more spaced out, where you could jump into any episode and kind of get a feel for what's going on. So
yeah, which is pretty much how I got into it.
Right, like the general seasons, like there was a beginning and an end to it, but there was also that big middle chunk where if you watched any order of the episodes, you'd still know what's going on. So
I mean, seeing Aang grow up and all that kind of stuff. Like, what was the first episode of the second season? You know, where they're trying to they've left the what is it called? They left the Northern Water Tribe and they've gone down to this Earth Kingdom, and this guy's trying to induce the Avatar state in Aang, and he ends up like sinking her in sand into the ground, and he just flips out and just destroys the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's just like, no, you don't. Have
there were like there were speckles of like mature themes and stuff in Avatar, but yeah, from what I've heard, Legend of Korra takes that one step further, and I'm excited at the prospect of that.
Yeah, you should catch up. We're on third season already. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Which the third season started early because some of the episodes leaked online. From what I've heard,
I think
so. I was
talking to a friend of mine that apparently that's why.
I think the second season leaked early too, or something. Like they've had a bad time of actually keeping that contained. Like there's always been things for Korra that have gotten leaked, but I don't know. Nickelodeon's been pretty good about putting the shows on or the episodes online. I think the entire first and second season are online.
Yeah.
So, or maybe
what's everybody's favorite episode from
I'm very
Airbender? I really like the Storm. You know, the one where and the reason I like that one the most is because it's the flashback that shows that Aang was like he left. He like betrayed. He's essentially why he feels so guilty is he left. He ran away, and he's like, well, maybe I could have helped. And it also shows in parallel which is one of the things I really like about the Last Airbender series. Sorry, had trouble breathing there for a second. Is that they show that Aang and Zuko are both kind of really intertwined, like they're the different sides of the same coin.
Yeah, because there's one I was actually going to say, because there was an episode in which that would the one of the previous avatars like spells that out, and so yes, that was mine.
Yeah, how like his avatar Zuko, what's his name? No, Roku is both is Aang's previous incarnation and also Zuko's great grandfather.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or like friends or whatever. Yeah, it's a crazy one. It's a truly insane.
But showing how Ozai burned his face was like, wow, that was one of the scenes where you're just like, wow, they've put a lot of thought into this show that is supposedly for kids, but older people can watch as well.
Yeah, it's got levels for. It is truly one of those shows that is for everyone. Like they mastered how to tell a compelling story, but at the same time be entertaining for children. And then we can learn things along the way too. I think the episode that I initially think of whenever I think of Avatar is, I think they're making their way to Ba Sing Se or something, but they find a traveling group of people.
Oh, the traveling
And
is it the? Yeah,
the tunnel when they're in the tunnel.
There's a tunnel.
Yeah.
And then they have to the two lovers.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah, it's like the bards.
Yeah, it's great. I love those guys.
Yep, that's
traveling musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always think of whenever I think of that show. That and one of the season finales where they're in the Northern Water Tribe. So.
Oh, and the fish dies and Iroh. Iroh is my favorite character. When I found out that the guy who originally voiced Iroh died, I was so sad.
Also the voice of Aku.
Oh shit!
I didn't know that. Oh.
But in the second season when they're in, how they have that episode that is a, what's it called? Sorry, it's like a little vignettes. Like this is Aang's story of Ba Sing Se. This is Korra and Toph, and this is this. And they did the one for Iroh, and he's going around and helping people and giving sagely advice, best advice ever, by the way. And then at the end, he's bought a teapot and he goes to the tree, and he sings the song for his kid that died. And it's just like, so sad.
So sad, so dark.
Yeah, that was dark.
Yeah. Yeah, it was dedicated to him. How was it dedicated to Mako?
Yeah, there's a lot of loss in the first go around with the Avatar. Obviously with the entire Air Nation, and then there's parents, like everyone's parents. Like I remember they go to that one village with all the kids. And all their parents are gone because of Fire Nation attacks and such, and they're all living in the forest, and then they want to take revenge on some Fire Nation people, but then that also involves hurting, I think, civilians or something. I don't remember exactly.
Were they rebels? Was this Jet?
Yeah, they're the rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jet.
Yeah, that was good. And then there's that one huge guy, what's his name? Pipsqueak? The guy with the log?
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's all I remember is he fights with a log. And the Duke.
Yeah. I just remember the swords and such, but
it's an really exceptional television program.
They did a really good job with it, and I'm really glad that they continued it with Korra.
I hope that's
exactly what I wanted to say. All right, so spoken.
I just want them to go through at least all four of the nations having an avatar, because they've had the Air Nation having an avatar, the Water Nation. I hope they do Earth and Fire. I don't know if they will, but I mean, Korra only exists because of how popular Last Airbender was. Like, like the popularity was just ridiculous, and they're just like, well, I guess we should make another one because we can actually show Nickelodeon that so many people are excited.
Korra was only supposed to last like 10 episodes or something, and then they decided that crazy. Yeah, it was so crazy popular that they decided to extend it, and now it's on season 3. I think this kind of has a Doctor Who effect.
No, they're going to go to 4, right?
Yeah, well, I think we're on 3 now, but I think they've signed on for another season. I think I don't remember quite. I haven't kept up with it. It's been a while, but this definitely has a Doctor Who effect in that you can just keep regenerating, kind of thing. You can keep the next life still matters because you still have ties to the previous shows, but you can also be independent from them. So you can kind of jump in at any time. So I feel like people who jumped in at Korra would still have a great time watching Korra without having knowledge of the original Last Airbender.
Yeah, but remember what happened in the second season of Korra?
So cool.
All that stuff with the things, all that extra stuff might not have happened now. It's really hard to talk about because this is
Yeah,
to talk about without
yeah, and then of course if you have watched The Last Airbender, then you feel a lot more connected to the show. But I just really love how they've angled this, and I really hope they keep pushing this on. But the only thing is, you want to have those like original creators' input and all that good stuff. So it's also a little risky water if like Nickelodeon were just to keep continuing this as some sort of cash cow. Hopefully not, because it seems like they're doing a really good job. But
yeah, I hope they don't run into the ground. All right, we've spoken a little bit about the Avatar. We've spoken a little bit about the Weird Al. Miranda, what do you want to talk about? What in this sphere do you want to talk about?
So I'm kind of on a mission to talk about Dota and MOBAs wherever I go. It's not so much a mission; that's just what I've been doing with my life lately. So
do it. Talk about. I'm not a MOBA Dota-er, so this is all news to me.
I do those dotes.
Right.
So right now, the International 4 is going on, and that is Valve's World Championship for Dota 2. And if you don't know what Dota 2 is, it's a MOBA, and it is a fantastic MOBA. It's probably one of the more difficult ones around, I think. And if you don't know what a MOBA is, that's a massive online battle arena. So in MOBAs, people consider them a little bit closer, like one of the top tier esports games, because in each MOBA usually you have one map that doesn't change, like the main battlegrounds. So that kind of helps you literally set the field, kind of the grounds for being a sport. There's a team of 5 on each side, and the main objective is to get to the other teams, infiltrate their base, and destroy their whatever. And for that whatever in Dota 2 is called the Ancient. So Dota 2 is called like Defense of the Ancients 2 because there was another one, but that was based off of a Warcraft 3 mod. But yeah, so MOBAs. But right now,
are there heroes in this?
Yeah. So and each MOBA, like they have different characters. In Dota 2 particularly, they're called heroes, and League of Legends are called champions. Other ones call them champions, whatevers. And I think there's well over 100 heroes, and those are the people we pick from. So each team of 5 gets to choose one of those. So like the big thing is to strategically pick, a good team. So you want a support or 2, sometimes a jungler. You want 2 carries sometimes, and a mid. I say sometimes because like there's a bunch of different team compositions. So like going in depth.
What do
into
these
this
words mean? I don't know what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's so much to them. So I don't know. It's kind of cool though because IGN is streaming the International right now on their website, and I was kind of watching it while I was at work because I didn't have access to Steam or to Dota on my work laptop. And you can watch the Dota games, like the big games, in client, so they'll stream them there, and you can watch them there, and you can like get special things. I'm also not on Twitch, but I just wanted to watch it on IGN, and I kind of want to check out their comments. And a lot of people in there were saying, I don't play this game, I don't understand who's winning, but this is fucking fun to watch. And I was just like, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So
yeah, they're becoming huge.
It's really cool. Yeah. So I think this has. So far, the prize pool for the International 4 is $10 million. So it's a big deal. Yeah. But yeah, I play it a lot. I'm in a tournament right now for Dota, like a games industry tournament. Like there's journalists and developers, and yeah, it's fun.
Speaking of esports, games that have become sports, Evo just happened recently.
It did. That was cool, I think.
Yeah. That's one of the ones where I like watching. Like, I'm sure I could get into watching some Dota as well, but I like watching the fighting games because, like, it's just a little bit simpler, like, because there's usually only 1 or 2 people on the screen just beating on each other. And watching that, I mean, like, watching any sport, any, like, actual sport and the e-sport is just seeing the level of expertise that people have. Like I was watching, I can't remember what it was, but it was like Zangief versus someone else. It was Street Fighter, and these people, like this person made one mistake, and that was it for them. Like they forgot to block one move, or they didn't time a strike exactly perfectly, and the other person just reversed everything and, ended it.
Have you?
It was brutal. Like the other person never got to have a chance back. Like the person was a sliver of health, and they just flipped it around and destroyed them.
Right. Have you guys ever played any fighting games online? Ever? Maybe? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Injustice. I played Injustice. I love Injustice.
Okay.
No, I've watched my friend play Soul Calibur 4.
If you guys...
I was like, I didn't do that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, one time I played. I decided to play the most recent Mortal Kombat online, and that was a huge mistake. It was scary. Like I was just like, oh yeah, I'm getting good at this. Like I can go online. And then when I did, I maybe got one hit on my opponent, and they like straight comboed me. I was just like, this is out of my league. I am done. I will play with the bots. That's okay. This is crazy.
I don't really play. It makes me realize that I don't really play that many games online. I'm just like, oh yeah.
If do you guys do, like, I know Brandon, you have a PS4, and I don't know if you do, Brandon, but if you get a copy of Injustice, I'll play with you, because I'm not great, but I just like playing it. Like it was the same kind of thing. I tried to play Injustice online with some people, and they just destroyed me.
Yeah.
It was not pretty.
Scary world. The fighting community is very scary, but they're good at what they do. Or the people who really try to be. But that's, I guess, with all pro esports players. Like they just dedicate so much time to it. And like with MOBAs, they'll have things called team houses, and I guess that goes with a lot of esports. And team house is exactly what it sounds like. It's your team's house, and you live together and you play together like all day, like at least 8 hours a day. You train, and you just do everything together. You coordinate. It's pretty crazy.
Maybe I just hate people. Maybe that's my problem with multiplayer games. Is that my tolerance for people is at a fairly low level. So I'm just like, play with you for 8 hours. It's 8 hours that I could sulk alone and write lyrics and play Ocarina of Time, because it's the only thing that completes me. Speaking of Ocarina of Time, new world record. 18 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yeah.
God damn.
Actually, it's 1829 technically.
Wow. That's just crazy. That's insane.
My girlfriend and I watch speedruns now, and I showed her one of those because she's having trouble with Ocarina of Time, and I'm like, I'm not going to add insult to injury, but we should watch this guy beat the game in 18 minutes using glitches.
Those are crazy. Speedruns are crazy.
Right after I got into Fallout 3, I watched a speedrun, or I heard about a speedrun and read up on it. This guy who played Fallout 3, and he finished it in like an hour and a half. Because there are if you do everything at a certain time, you can really just go right to the end. You can skip like a third of the missions in the middle. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, speedruns are insane. That's why I love Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick. I'm thinking I'm going to go to the next Awesome Games Done Quick, at least like for one of the days.
That just happened, right? With the charities and stuff?
Yeah,
right?
Summer Games. Yeah, I finally donated because I watched some of them live, and I'm like, this is fucking unreal.
Yeah, I watched them play Super Mario Sunshine and something else. I don't remember what. No, I guess they were playing Ocarina of Time. Maybe that was it. So I watched a few of those games, and it was crazy. Yeah, then when they did the races, like the 3 people or 4 people, it was really cool seeing them and do all of that. And I was just like, wow, there's so many glitches. It was kind of surprising, but fun to watch. Yeah, but I don't think I could ever do a speedrun.
Speaking of things that are fun to watch,
I hope this is not about pornography.
Oh.
No, I've been trying for the last while everybody's talking, trying to find these things, and it's even harder because of the delay. But I downloaded the Destiny beta last night, and it is quite a bit of fun. I'm enjoying Destiny quite a bit. Just letting everyone know, it's really good.
Nice.
Because I was kind of excited about it, and then yeah.
Nice. I'm getting into the Xbox One beta, but I haven't. But it doesn't start till Tuesday, which is fine because TI4 doesn't end until Monday. So my entire weekend is gonna be a bunch of beer and Dota. So I'm glad I don't have any
You're
distractions.
in Dota.
Yeah.
Beer and Dota. Is that what you've been drinking, by the way? Because I don't.
Yeah,
I've
this
just
is
been
a
seeing your hand go out of there, and then a
big old can of beer.
giant can come out
I'm,
of
I'm
the.
kind of,
out of the
yeah, I'm at the bottom, which is why I kind of keep having to like go for it, but you know. Yeah. So.
Wait, and let's see if I
What is
if I
that
can
beer?
see through the resolution. That's PBR, isn't it?
Yeah. The good old cheap beer.
What is?
I was gonna say you're still in college, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, it's just like college kid beer. Here you go.
Okay, so it's like VB, Victoria Bitter.
It's one of them.
It's one of the cheaper
There's,
ones. It's
like
better.
it's definitely not the worst one though. It's far from the worst.
Yeah, I don't like Coors
No,
Light or
VB's
Bud
alright.
Light or anything, so this is why I drink this. It's
Yeah.
a cheaper one that I like. So.
I saw this post someone gave to me, and it was like every country and then their like the beer or the most popular beer or the most common beer there, and it was just like going through them all, and then it got to America and it said there are a bunch of great beers in America, but for some reason the most popular one is Bud Light, and they're like, well, it's beer. I mean, that was just kind of their small review of it. This 124 character review, this Twitter review, just going. I mean, I guess it technically qualifies as beer. And I was
Right,
like, wow.
But America has all these crazy, like especially in the past 15, 20 years, it's gotten a whole bunch of crazy, amazing microbreweries who will never be able to supply the country in terms of scale. But like, I'll take stuff from 21st Amendment over many of the things.
Hello, High Watermelon.
Store. Yep.
Something,
Yeah,
whatever the
that's
Kolsch
so
one is,
good.
that really dark one. Whatever that dark one
Free or
was.
Die Hard, or I think one of the darker ones is also Fireside Chat.
Interesting.
The good
There's
one.
a beer company here in Australia, well, specifically in the north of my state, and it's called Matzo's, and they make this beautiful mango beer, and like they make a mango beer, they make a ginger beer. So when I come up, I'm gonna bring a bunch of that because it's some tasty shit.
It is very good.
Also
Yeah,
minty.
no,
I'm tempted.
I found out that you could take. I just found out about this concept of a growler, which is like a jug of beer that you can take from a brewery to somewhere else. And I found out that 21st Amendment does them. And I have no idea how much a growler of Hell or High Watermelon is, but I want to buy one and take it back to my house and be like, because beer tastes different out of a can than out of a bottle, and you're literally like at the source of it.
Yeah, Hell or High Watermelon
The
is
best
so
example
good.
of the best example better out of a tap than out of a can is Guinness. Like I know a lot of people, especially for some reason in America, don't like a lot of the people that I met don't like Guinness because I got a Guinness when I was at Beyond 400, and people were like, "How can you drink that?" I'm like,
Beyond
"Well,
400,
I
what?
am."
Yeah, you
Sorry,
know
300.
By the way,
In the
400
future,
is less than a year away, so whatevs.
I
Yeah.
am saving like a madman for that.
I
Don't
live
you
in
worry.
San Francisco by then, so I'm just excited to
Excellent.
go.
It's going to be a great weekend. 300 was amazing. 400 will be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Because we
I'm
all
gonna
know
be
each
there
other.
for like a week.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be there for
We'll have
like
our
a
own
week.
club. Dang.
Yeah, it'll
I'm
be
gonna
easier.
book out my
Then
holidays for a week.
we have to be friends, and then we don't have to talk to anybody else. Be like, oh, how are you doing? No, I didn't meet you last time.
Yeah, I have a club now. I can't talk
You're
to
new.
you.
You're new and different. Go away.
We have bracelets.
You look
We
different
have
than the people that I
bracelets.
know. Look at my snap bracelet.
And
Exactly.
the listeners all have our little thing going on. We're all planning for Beyond 400 about like all the things we're gonna go do together. So that'll be an event.
I'm just imagining like both of our groups, like because we're all kind of under the same umbrella, all getting together, and then you guys are just going to be like gone, and the rest of us, I don't know, Brown. What do you reckon? Me, you, and Connor and Justin are going to be doing? We're just going to be sitting there drinking beer or
We'll
bourbon.
just be sitting in
My
another
girlfriend is probably gonna come with me, so that would be. Didn't you say you and your girlfriend might come, Brent?
Oh yeah, my girlfriend probably will be out. Yeah, we're talking about that now, about how we're going to be saving for that.
Excellent. I just see everybody who's going to Beyond 400, who has a significant other, like this is the time where you sit down, you're like, honey, we have to have a very important chat about our future. You see, next July, I'm going to be in San Francisco. If you want to come too, you are more than welcome. But I'm giving you a year, so this is not out of the blue. I have to go to an event where I will lose my fucking mind.
I told her. By the way, that's pretty much the conversation that I had with her.
I know how shit goes down.
Oh, jeez.
It'll be good for everyone to come together.
Mm.
And on that hopeful note, let's end episode 40 of the Minor League Geeks podcast. So we're gonna go around the virtual table. We're gonna tell people where people we'll tell the audience where they can find us on the internet. Brent, where can people find you on the internet?
People can find me on the internet at Brent C. Turner on Twitter. I also recommend people look out for a Twitter handle. It's called Hitler Quotes, and it's where somebody has taken famous quotes of much nicer people than Hitler and attributed them to Hitler. So it will say something like, "Make love, not war." Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
You're killing me, Brent. Miranda, save us. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Havoc Rose pretty much everywhere. Like, if you want to find me on Xbox Live, PSN, Instagram, Twitter. I also do freelance news work for IGN, and then I'm also on the Lipstick Nerds podcast, so you can find me there every other week.
You have an adorable cat.
I know, she's attacking my arm right now. I'm like, cat, stop! Here she is.
No, why would you stop such a beautiful creature?
Look at her. She's so big now. She used to be a baby when I used to record this.
Yeah, I know. You didn't. Yeah, exactly. It was like around the time where you came into your life when we last recorded. You can find me, Brant Ramblin' with Range, on Twitter at BRange. You can find my writing on readretro.com, brantrange.com, occasionally on nkrn.org. And I'm actually, right after I leave here, I'm going to be talking to somebody else about my next plan for world domination, which will be cool. I hope to share that soon. So if you like the podcast, subscribe to it on iTunes, Minor League Geeks. Please review it. That would be really cool. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at MLGeeks. You can send comments, questions, and I'm sure you'll have concerns, minorleaguegeeks@gmail.com. So this has been episode number 40 of the Minor League Geeks podcast. Thanks for listening, and until next week, stay classy.